What's going on, everybody? Been a while. Long ago, we used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Right before Pendulums got released. Been back in the game for about maybe 7 or 8 months now. We're having some fun. To see on the screen right here, got a deck that I'm going to be playing tomorrow. It's a VIP qualifier for a 2-round bye for the upcoming Richmond event, the YCS Richmond in February. I'm gonna start posting some Yu-Gi-Oh content on here. Got a Master Duel, TCG deck list. Talk about the state of the game and everything. It's gonna be fun getting back into it after all these years. But not too much to say. Everybody probably already knows about Draco Tail. I do like splashing in the K9 package as it gives more interaction on the opponent's turn. 3 Azuna is getting into one of these, mostly Ripper. Everything I've seen in modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the more interaction you have, the better chance you have of winning. Otherwise, pretty standard. I only have 2 Fuwa in here. I just feel like having Droll is kind of just a little better considering how many decks do add to hand, even if Draco Tail is pretty popular right now and it doesn't worry about Droll and also doesn't worry about Charmies too much. That's where Mr. Valor comes in. But yeah, having 3 Femina, 3 Azuna, 3 Ash, 3 Droll, that's 12. The 2 Fuwa is 14. 3 Valor is 17. 6, 9, 12, 15, 17. And then a Magnum 18. 18 cards that can be played on the opponent's turn. I like that. Keeps that advantage there. Other than that, everything's pretty standard. I do love the branded package here. Yeah, now you probably are looking at this extra deck being like, where's the Sanctifier Dragon? I don't own one. Have to get one of that. I didn't feel like spending like $40 or more on it at the moment. But I honestly prefer Mirror Jade. And keeping Fallen into Virtuous in the side, being able to pitch an extra one of these to set it. I like that a lot more. So, we'll see how it works out. If I can pick up a Sanctifier cheap, I might do that. But otherwise, yeah, 1 Jax, 1 Hound. If I run into any weird decks that just destroy, I can put him out instead of Azuna. Jax can be clutch in certain situations. Otherwise, everything else is pretty standard. Now, with the extra deck, I've always been a little weird in how I played on this. I love me some Floodgates from the dawn of time till now. Even playing non-fusion area, if I go first and it's like game 2 or 3 and I flip that after doing my own stuff, basically a lock. Most other Draco Tail players aren't going to run board breakers and they're not going to have a way to get around this. Just flip this in the draw phase. They just sit there, do nothing. But I also have a fair amount of counters for Yummy and such, so Discord, no Synchro Summons. Royal Prison can stop Mitsu, Yummy, bunch of anything that summons from the grave, even stops the Draco Tails from coming back. Stops Secretarian. It stops lupus as well, so Canine can't do that on your turn. Anti-spell fragrance and skill drain are obvious. If I know I'm going first, I'm going to be, especially if I'm going to get up against the mirror, I'm going to be setting out like the 3 Drolls, the 2 Fuas. Going to get, and I'm just going to make sure their life is miserable. Like putting spell fragrance there so they can't Rahu or Ketsu severely cuts down on what they can do if they don't open a Fimina on their turn or my turn. And then skill drain. That'll stop Artha. If I already get my Artha on the field, that doesn't matter. Stops everything else. Because, if you just put a Blue-Eyes White Dragon on the field, essentially, it's going to be a little hard for them to get around it. There's ways, obviously, but they have to go out of their way. There can be only one. Pretty self-explanatory. Stops most other things. Anything with Ryzel, anything with Mitsu, any Yummy. Grisaille Prison I love. Just having a bunch of different cards to do this, especially because this doesn't stay on the field. This just gives me everything I need. I go first in the game 2 or 3, play this on their turn. Easy peasy. These 4, obvious, just in case I run into stun decks or anything that tries to just stall, put a big wall up, just break that board. Oh, I almost forgot Soundproof. Any Synchro decks there, stops Yummy as well. At least on their turn. Don't have to worry about them popping it like they can with Discord. Then I side the Fallen and the Virtuous, like I said, just in case there's other things I need to take out. I hope I don't run into too much Malice. Kind of what the skill drain is going to be for, and there can be only one. Put these 2, get some Fallen and the Virtuous. Oof. I don't have too much against Malice, but they're pretty out of favor. The one regional I went to, round 1, I didn't see any sides for my Malice that I had there, and he opened 4 hand traps games 1 and 2, and then he had a Dormouse, so that sucked. Playing a Voiceless Ryzel deck back then. But otherwise, feeling confident with this. Board Breaker's kind of a lot of stuff. Floodgates to manage everything else. Fallen and Virtuous is very versatile. If I play the Mirror, they try to flame my own spells. I can pop my own spell and deny them the flame. But, yeah. Commenting on that, letting you know everything that happens there. Posting some fun Master Duel videos. Let's check. Right now, Diamond 1. Got a good streak going. 3, 6. A little up and down, but we've been managing. Last season, I really started playing serious and got Draco Tail, and respectable. Yeah, none of the other ones. I played Voiceless most of the other seasons. I've always been a fan of Light Warriors. It is going to be a fun time. Yeah, I copied off of Moha a little bit. Bless that man. I don't know how I feel about him. He's helped me sometimes. He's been bait sometimes. I don't think I'd ever play him IRL. TCG, I should say. Well, it's a good thing we don't have this card. TCG. K9. Take one of those. 3. They need to just get rid of Max C. Like, I swear sometimes it feels like he's needed against certain decks, but other times, ugh. I couldn't imagine playing against this in real life, or TCG. But that's going to be it for this. We're going to have some fun. We're going to try to go to a bunch of events and might travel to some other regionals nearby once the weather clears up. It's snowy part of the world up here in New York. But well, until tomorrow, peace. Good luck on your events.